These are the words of Donald Trump himself. The United States is seriously considering leaving NATO, a political and military alliance made up of many Western countries, including France and much of Europe. The consequences? They could be massive. So let's break it down clearly and factually. Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. This is today's top story. In an interview published this Wednesday by The Telegraph, Donald Trump said he plans to reconsider the U.S. membership in NATO. According to him, NATO is a paper tiger, something that looks powerful, but is actually weak. NATO was created in 1949, after World War II, to ensure the collective defense of North America and Europe. Today, it includes 32 countries. At its core is Article 5, which means, right arrow an attack on one member equals an attack on all. In other words, one for all for one. The core issue. For years, the US has acted as a kind of military shield for Europe. But now, Trump is challenging that idea. Recently, the US and Israel launched strikes on Iran. In response, Iran targeted several countries in the region and blocked the Strait of Hormuz, a key route for global oil supply. Trump then asked allies like France, Japan, and the UK to help reopen it, by force if necessary. Backhand index pointing right, but most NATO countries refused. Some leaders, especially in Europe, said they didn't want to be dragged into a war they didn't start. Tensions rise. Trump reacted strongly. He accused NATO countries of benefiting from US protection without giving enough in return. He even called them weak and cowards in public statements. But here's the key question. Backhand index pointing right. Does this situation trigger NATO's Article 5? The answer, no, not really. Because Article 5 is defensive, it applies when a member is attacked, not when a country starts a conflict. As one former UK military chief said, NATO is not designed for one member to start a war and force others to follow. Money and power. Another major issue, defense spending. Trump has long criticized European countries for not investing enough in their military. The NATO guideline was 2% of GDP, and many countries failed to meet it for years. Now, Trump is pushing for 5% by 2035. Is this a bluff? Trump has threatened to leave NATO before. But now, tensions are rising again. Possible scenarios: the US reduces support to Europe. Nuclear weapons are withdrawn from Europe. NATO decision-making changes. Less support for Ukraine. All of this points to growing friction between the US and Europe. Globe showing Europe-Africa global reactions. Emmanuel Macron stated that France is not part of the war and was not consulted before it began. Meanwhile, European leaders are preparing emergency meetings to address the situation. Newspaper. Other major news. Israel and France tensions. Israel announced it will stop buying military equipment from France. This comes after France recognized Palestine, 2025. France refused certain military support. Between 2015 and 2024, Israel bought around €223 million in French defense equipment. Iraq journalist kidnapped. An American journalist was kidnapped in Baghdad. Several sources, including Reuters, confirmed the incident. A suspect has been arrested, but the journalist is still missing. Haiti. Violence in Haiti. Over 70 people were killed in gang attacks in Haiti. According to the UN, more than 5,500 deaths since 2025. Situation continues to worsen. French politics. David Lisnard announced his candidacy for the 2027 presidential election. Rocket space news. NASA is preparing the launch of Artemis 2. 4 astronauts. 10-day mission. Orbiting the moon. Step toward a future lunar base. Direct hit outro. That's it for today. A lot is happening right now, and we'll keep breaking it down for you. Backhand index pointing right. If you want clear, fast, and unbiased global news, subscribe to the channel now. And turn on notifications bell. See you in the next video.